Welcome back in, everybody, to another episode of Tide Talk Live. Stacey Blackwood here, joined as always by my good buddy Jake Thomas. And as you can see, we're going to be talking about the wide receiver room in
Mhm.
Tuscaloosa for the 2023 football season. But before we do that, first of all, Jake, how you doing today, buddy?
Doing great, man. Just being kind of lazy on this Sunday afternoon. It's kind of doom and gloomy here, so it's just been a good day to catch up on some rest, from the work week. But how about you, brother? How y'all doing?
Oh, we're doing good, man. Like you said, just kind of resting up on this Sunday afternoon as we record this. Jake, before we talk about the wide receiver room, before we kind of take care of other business, Nate Oates and the Alabama basketball team get a big win over Kentucky yesterday. Just absolutely dominated the Wildcats in Coleman Coliseum. Was it 78-52 was the final?
Hmm.
Just a complete dominating performance by Alabama. And really, it was a complete team effort, Jake. I think there was like 7 different players that had 6 points or more in the contest. So, everybody kind of chipped in and made a good effort on the offensive end. The defensive end of the floor was obviously where the game was won. Mark Sears had 6 steals on his own. He was just kind of all over the place and
Yeah.
really was a Swiss Army knife for the Alabama team yesterday. But what a great win for Alabama. They're off to a great start in SEC play. And up next is a road game at Arkansas on Wednesday night. So there's no rest for the weary in the SEC play, but Alabama's certainly off to a great start.
Absolutely, man. And I want, to point out that, we're still dominating defensively, but we're doing it probably arguably without our best defensive player right now, and that is Namari Burnett. He's out. He should be coming back within the next couple of weeks, but just getting him back, in this long stretch of SEC play is just going to be that more great for the team moving forward. Because not only can he, he's a great defensive guy, but he can shoot. He can spread the floor out as well. So getting him back and getting Don Welch back healthy as well is going to be key moving forward. So I'm excited. Great team wins, the biggest win that we've had against Kentucky in our history. And that's great. And I've said this 1,000 times. Pay Nate Oates. He needs an arena. He needs a new paycheck because Texas has fired their coach and he's on the top of their list. I just know it. But come on, Greg Byrne, you know what to do.
Yeah, they shouldn't have let him leave the Coliseum yesterday without a new contract. So
Right.
they need to get on that right away. And I'm sure Greg Byrne is working on that right now as we speak.
Mhm.
But yeah, really excited about the future of this program. They have a great shot of really winning it all this year, Jake. They're as good as
I do.
anybody in the country. They've proven that throughout the season. And once these freshmen just continue to get more experience, they're just going to be, that much better. And like you mentioned, once Namari Burnett comes back, our best perimeter defender and on-ball defender, that team just gets even better. So the future's bright just in this season alone, and I'm really excited to kind of see how far the team can go.
Absolutely. I'm excited for this team. And, another key is all the transfers we got. Sears has stepped up and all that. Bediako had his best game. So just continue to grow as a team. And this team, this ceiling is unlimited. Like you said, it could potentially be in a national championship top team this year for sure.
No doubt about it. The potential is there.
Hmm.
The sky's the limit for this hoop squad, and I'm excited to see kind of how it plays out. But Jake, before we dive into the wide receiver talk here in 2023, y'all guys know the drill. Like, share, and subscribe today. Our channel has blown up over the last week as we kind of dissect each of these position groups looking ahead to 2023. So just continue that hot streak. Make
Hmm.
sure you are subscribed, hit that like button, and make sure you share our channel with all your friends on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, just wherever you are on social media. Share our YouTube channel there. Also, follow the link in the description below. Sign up today on BetUS and make a deposit. And when you make a deposit, you receive a 125% bonus on that deposit. And once you do that, you'll be entered into our contest for a $500 giveaway once we receive 30 signups and 30 deposits on BetUS. All right, Jake, let's just look at this 2023 wide receiver room. Look, I think everyone would agree that it was a little bit of a disappointment for the wide receiver 2022. And we've talked about all the variables and all what all caused that. Bryce Young's injury, the youth there, the inexperience, the transfers, all that kind of piled up on the Alabama offense this season, and the wide receiver room struggled a little bit, they struggled in terms of the Alabama standard, not as a compared to other teams. They were just not quite up to the Alabama standard. So we're looking at 2023 to kind of be an improvement. I think it can be an improvement. I think it has to be an improvement if Alabama wants to chase another national championship under Coach Saban. But Jake, if you had to pick a guy looking ahead to 2023 that you're most excited about to see, who would that be?
You know, man, it's hard to say because I love all the returning starters, but I'm going to go here with an experience with experience, and that is JaCorey Brooks. I mean, he coming in last year, he was pretty much the only returning one with some experience. JoJo Earl had a little bit as well, but with the game experience, that was JaCorey Brooks, and it took a couple games for him to get going, but once he did, that leadership and that experience showed up and helped Alabama out in the stretch in some games. But another guy I'm excited to see, of course, is Kobe Prentice. He's oozing with just absolutely superstar potential as well. You saw that out of the slot this year. So those two guys I'm expected to step up. JaCorey Brooks more in a leadership role and being that experienced guy that when we need a first down to get open and be that guy. And then Kobe Prentice to continue working in that slot and just getting some mismatches coming his way.
Yeah, I can really see. I'm really excited for Brooks' junior season. He made a massive jump as a freshman to a sophomore. He had, nearly 700 yards receiving this past season on 39 catches, led the team in touchdown receptions with 8. So he was really one of Bryce Young's favorite targets this season. And I agree with you. He just kind of got better and better as the season went on. And he really become a really solid target for Alabama down the stretch. And, we talk about Jermaine Burton. He said he's coming back, but I'm hearing rumblings that there's a possibility that he could indeed turn pro. Or maybe even possibly enter the transfer portal again. So that's kind of something to keep your eye on. So we're just gonna go with the fact that he's gonna be back because he said he's gonna be back. But you got to be excited for Burton returning. Led the team in yards with 677. Really closed the season on a strong note there. You got a lot of production leaving though. Jahmyr Gibbs led the team in total receptions with 44. Cameron Latou is going to be gone, a guy that was really counted upon, especially in the red zone. Trayshawn Holden, who had 25 this past season, is now gone. JoJo Earl. So there's going to be some production loss, Jake. But I think the guys that we have coming in and the guys that are returning are really going to take their level, take the next level and the next step in their progression, and really be key contributors for this Alabama offense. And I can't talk about the 2023 wide receivers without mentioning Malik Benson, Jake. I really believe that Malik Benson is going to be kind of surprise the team and surprise not the coaches. I think they know, but surprise the fans from around the country, almost like Jameson Williams did a couple seasons ago, and just kind of burst onto the scene and be that, home run hitter for this Alabama offense that they didn't really have here in 2022. So I'm excited to kind of see how he meshes with the other receivers in that group. But yeah, Kobe Prentice being back is huge. Isaiah Bond's another guy to watch out for. The coaching staff really likes Emmanuel Henderson as well, a guy that was a 5-star running back prospect, but made the switch to receiver because of all the depth that was at running back this past season. And the coaches really like what he showed them as a true freshman in the slot. And I think they're really excited about the future he has, maybe not in 2023, but maybe beyond that. So I'm excited to kind of see how he continues to progress there. A guy with great athleticism at 6'1", 185 pounds, great speed, can make a lot of plays. So that's a name to obviously watch as well. And, I mentioned the production that's going to be gone. I talked about Gibbs, but he was a running back and he led the team in total receptions. I don't expect that to be the case in 2023. I think Alabama needs to find a guy that can get them 60-plus catches. And look, if that's JaCorey Brooks, where he's kind of playing that John Mechie type role, where he's that possession receiver like you mentioned, getting the first downs when you need them on 3rd and 6, and just kind of keeping the chains moving. But he's shown that he's also a very good deep target. I mean, he averaged 17.3 yards of reception this past season, so that's a really good number for a guy that's 6'2" or 6'3", around 200 pounds. So Brooks is a lot better than I think a lot of people give credit for, and I think he's really going to surprise people with a really good junior season. And I'm excited to see him return and kind of lead that wide receiver room.
Yeah, I agree. And I talked about leadership. I feel like he's going to be the guy to talk to bring the wide receiver group together, especially like on a series where we drop some balls and just sputter. He's going to bring them together and say, "Hey guys, let's get it going." As everybody knows, Alabama's bringing in a new quarterback, more than likely bringing in a new offensive coach as well. So you need an experienced guy on your wide receiver core to, can help your quarterback out. So like you said, when it's 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7, you go to that quarterback and say, "Hey, put it in my vicinity, and I'm going to catch and get the first down for you." You're going to need that with an experience or with a new quarterback coming in. So I think Ja'Corey Brooks is going to be that guy.
Yeah, they need somebody dependable, and I think Brooks is going to be Mr. Dependable in 2023. And then we're going to be looking to guys like Malik Benson, Kobe Prentice, Isaiah Bond to kind of be that home run hitter for the offense. And I'm just really excited about this group in 2023. I think it's going to be a group that's kind of overlooked during the offseason by a lot of the media members, and I think it's going to be a group that really surprises some people next season. And I'm just really excited about the growth that this room could make in the offseason. And even in spring ball, Jake, we're going to learn a lot about these guys because, basically the guys that are going to be there in spring are going to be the ones that really see the most significant amount of playing time this fall, because I don't really anticipate where a true freshman comes in and makes an immediate impact. He would have to be just a special talent, which is always possible. But, I don't really see a guy in this class that could really come in and do something like that. I'm not going to put it past any of them because, shoot, anything can happen. But I'm really excited about the guys that played in 2022 that are coming back in 2023, making that next step and just improving and showing progression and showing, like you said, leadership, because all these guys that are back next season are going to have a pretty significant amount of playing time and experience. So having a good leadership role in this offense is going to be huge for, like you said, a new starting quarterback.
Yeah, and you brought up my next point. I was going to say, our wide receiving core is still kind of young. I mean, Ja'Corey Brooks is a junior, like you said. If Burton does come back, he's a senior. But you have Kendrick Law, you have Isaiah Bond, you have Kobe Prentice, who will be sophomores. So they're going to make that next step next year. But the year after that, if Ja'Corey Brooks comes back, looking in 2 years from now, you have a very experienced, wide receiving core. So, just seeing these guys play together, grow together, and it's going to be good to see because, like I said, the majority of them still young, so they're still going to be there another couple years. So it's going to be great to see how they progress and how they grow each and every season.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, so with that, Jake, as we kind of wrap this up, I think for the most part throughout the season, you're going to see, 4 to 6 receivers play the majority of the snaps for Alabama. So if you had to pick 4 receivers that are going to be the 4 guys next season, who would that be? And I'll tell you what, Jake, with all the rumblings going on with Burton, we're going to put him to the side just for the purpose of this video because, I don't want to put him in there. I think certainly if he returns, he's going to be one of the 4.
Right.
But exactly. I don't want to put him in there if he's not going to be back. So we'll just for right now, let's just talk as if he's not going to be back at Alabama.
Obviously Ja'Corey Brooks, Kobe Prentice, Isaiah Bond, and Malik Benson, I do believe would be your four guys. And Kendrick Law will have a secondary role. I believe he'll come in and spell. Another guy we haven't really talked about, I don't know much, if he's what the deal is with him, but Shaz Preston, you may know more about that, but I know he come in and he looked really, really good. A lot of people was high on him. I went doubt to see him get at least 10 to 15 catches this year as well.
Yeah, I could see Shaz Preston playing the role kind of like a Kendrick Law or an Isaiah Bond did this season. He was a little bit banged up to start the year, like a lot of receivers were for Alabama this year. That was another thing, Jake. There was a lot of injuries in that wide receiver room. Kendrick Law was banged up to begin the season. Aaron Anderson was banged up. JoJo Earl was banged up.
Yeah.
Shaz Preston was banged up. There's somebody else I know I'm missing that was banged up to start the season. Tyler Harrell was banged up.
Yeah, Tyler Harrell.
I mean, so there was so many injuries there that I'm sure they were having to mismatch, who they were putting where. So I'm sure that kind of hampered their progression as well, given all the youth and inexperience. But I'm kind of with you there. I'm going to list 6 guys here that I think are going to play the most snaps, and you just basically named them. It's going to be Ja'Corey Brooks, Malik Benson, Isaiah Bond, Kobe Prentice, Shaz Preston, and Kendrick Law. All those guys I think are going to take the most snaps for Alabama at the wide receiver position. And I think a lot of people were kind of wondering why guys like JoJo Earl, Christian Leary, they entered the portal. One reason they entered the portal, Jake, is not only because all the great experience that Alabama is coming back and the young experience they have coming back, but I think they saw that Shaz Preston would probably going to pass him this next season, and probably Malik Benson was going to come in and pass him. And then whoever else they brought in was going to be neck and neck with him. So they just kind of saw the writing on the wall, Jake, and they decided to jump ship and take their talents elsewhere. But I think those 6 guys, Brooks, Benson, Prentice, Law, Bond, and who am I missing? Preston are going to be the six guys that really see the majority of the snaps. And I'm excited to kind of see how they lead that group in 2023.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. Like you mentioned, not a lot of people are talking about this wide receiver group, but I think this group has a chance to be special next season because, I think coming in, they know they're going to have a new quarterback they're going to be working with. So there's going to be a lot of growing pains early, but like I talked about, that leadership, you just go out there and tell whoever that quarterback is, whether it's Ty Simpson, Jalen Milroe, or you bring a guy in, just tell us that, hey, lean on me when things get serious. I will be your.
All right, so we lost Jake there for just a second. Sorry about the technical difficulties there. But Jake, just kind of go on with what you were saying about this wide receiver group.
Yeah, like I mentioned, it's going to be a special group, I believe, this season. I believe, with the experience coming back, changing out a new quarterback, whether that be Ty Simpson or Jalen Milroe, or you bring a guy from the portal in, you just have this experience on the wide receiver on the outside. Just say, hey, when times get tough, look to me and I'll make sure we get the first down, or lean to me. I'll make sure, you're good. So it's just going to be good to have experience out wide this year for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, Jake, before we wrap things up, just one more time, if you're not already, subscribe to our channel here on YouTube. Make sure you smash that like button. Help this video get to 100 likes here in just a few hours. I know y'all can do that. Make sure you share our channel on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, just wherever you are at on social media. Make sure you share our page. Also, jump in the comment section and let us know who you think are going to be the primary receivers for Alabama in 2023. We done gave our list of 6 guys. We want to hear from you. Tell us who you think is going to be the top receiver for Alabama in 2023. Also, follow the link in the description below. Sign up today on BetUS and make that first deposit. And when you do, you receive a 125% bonus on that first deposit, and also be entered into our contest to win $500 once we have 30 people sign up and make a deposit on BetUS. All right, Jake, a lot of fun talking about this wide receiver room. Here in a couple of days, we're going to take a break from our position breakdown and kind of have one episode dedicated to Nate Oates and the Alabama basketball team, because they're just having a phenomenal season, and we got to take some time to show some appreciation for those guys, and we cannot wait to do that. But, guys, thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to get back in here and talk some more football and basketball with you guys. But until next time, Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.